Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a vlog. Today we're gonna talk about Nintendo. That's basically my uh, Nintendo vlog today. Just going over Nintendo in general, my thoughts on it, and the Nintendo Direct that they had this year, and my thoughts on that. I'm a big fan of Nintendo. I've loved Nintendo since I was a child, since I got the original Nintendo. And with Mario Brothers, Mario's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. He's the reason I got into video games. My cousin had a Nintendo at her house, and she used to babysit us, and we used to watch her and her boyfriend play the Nintendo, and she would let us play it. And I absolutely fell in love with video games that day, and the Mario character and everything, and Nintendo. They've always been a fun company. They don't always have to have the best graphics in the world, but they are one of the reasons why we have video games again today after, the 1980s video game crash. Nintendo came back and resurrected the video game world with Mario Brothers and the NES. Such a fantastic game. Absolutely love it. And I recently got myself the Nintendo Switch this year, and I don't regret it at all. I'm glad to finally get it. There's so many great titles on that I've been playing, like the Mario and Rabbids, or Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, where they combined the Mario characters with those crazy Rabbid characters. Such a fun game. I'm about a third of the way through that game. That one was awesome. Definitely glad to have that one in the collection. Played Super Mario Odyssey. That is a really fun game. Definitely liking that one. I've got Titan Quest. I also own Cat Quest. That's another fun one. There's several RPGs out there that I have in my queue on GameFly that I want to rent. The Mario Tennis game was awesome. A lot of characters, and I'm having fun with the story mode. I did play the new Mario Party released for the Nintendo Switch, but I was a little disappointed with it because there was only like 4 love boards to play, and they were really small. Did have a nice selection of characters, though. They had the most I've ever seen in a Mario Party game, and the mini games were fun. I just wish they had more boards, but it was definitely nice that they went back to the individual character walking around a board instead of like Mario Party 8, 9, and 10, where they were like, you were all in a group vehicle or something together. I'd like those games, but not as much as the older Mario titles. This new Mario Party was cool and all, but it was still a little disappointed. I'm hoping the newest one they release, whenever they do, will be better and have a lot more variety of boards and stuff. But it still was fun. I did like Nintendo Direct this year, especially when they mention Super Mario Maker 2, which I loved the first Super Mario Maker game. I was a big fan of Super Mario Maker, the original one. And, I was worried, like eventually, they'll have to shut down the servers for the Wii U and you won't have access to those unlimited levels that you can download. And that's where the game really was shining is, you could download these cool levels from Nintendo themselves and from other creators. And a lot of people had very awesome and amazing levels, and it was really cool to see the stuff they were able to do. Well, it's awesome that they're expanding in Super Mario Maker 2, especially because they're going to let you finally have slopes in the game. You have a new smooth set, because in the original one, you had your Super Mario Brothers 1, you had Super Mario Brothers 3, you could do Super Mario World, or you could do New Super Mario Brothers. Now they have those 4 returning, but they also added Super Mario 3D World, where you had the Super Mario Cats, which I love Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. I do hope they eventually port it to the Nintendo Switch so that more people can experience that game. That game was awesome. But this new Super Mario Maker 2 was cool, and I definitely liked that they included that new Super Mario 3D World in it. So I'm definitely going to be buying that game day one. It says it's supposed to come out in June, so that was really awesome. They did mention some other like RPG games that look like they'll be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to Yoshi's Crafted World, because I love the Yarn Yoshi with the Yoshi's Woolly World. That was a really fun game, and then the Yarn Yoshi one, they were fun titles, and so I definitely am looking forward to the Crafted World. I actually downloaded the demo of it, and I just want to check it out. I know that's coming out fairly soon this month. That's another game, I'm looking forward to. Another one I hope they'll actually release some information about, because they really haven't other than the trailer, is the new Luigi's Mansion, which is the 3rd one in the series. Love the first one on GameCube, beat that game several times, and I do have the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on 3DS, which I do need to beat, but I can't wait for that new one. And then I really liked at the end when they mentioned that they're remaking the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening from the Game Boy, and they're releasing it on the Switch with updated graphics. Now, that's kind of like a clay animation. Of course, some people were kind of disappointed with it, but you know, you got to really stay true to how that game was. You know, it was from the Game Boy, and it was a top-down, you know, 2D Zelda game, so it wasn't in 3D, so it's not going to make it look like the Breath of the Wild type game. You know, you got to keep it to its original basic idea of the game. And I do like the little cutesy clay animation of it. I think it'll be great because I absolutely love that game. I know some people got their start with that on Game Boy. I started with the one on regular Nintendo, The Legend of Zelda, but some people, some of my friends, you know, they didn't play that one. They first experienced Zelda on the Game Boy, and I love that game. And I actually been thinking about that game. I'm definitely going to have to pop that in. I have the regular one, and I also have the DX one, which you can play the Game Boy Color. That's the little enhanced version. That was an awesome announcement. Definitely for nostalgic, older retro gamers like myself. You know, once we grew up with that, such a great game. And then, you know, the kids who didn't grow up with it, they're going to have a chance to experience that game for the first time by playing it on the Nintendo Switch. It was so awesome. But overall, you know, I really liked the Nintendo Direct. I think they did a really well done this year. So awesome. They mentioned so many great games, and I absolutely loved it. There was some sad news to hear, though, that Reggie was retiring from being the president of America. You know, I really liked Reggie. He was such a cool guy, you know, down to earth dude, you know, a corporate suit guy, but somebody that a lot of fans liked. I liked him a lot. And he's going to be retiring, and then this guy, Doug Bowser, is going to take his place, which is funny. You know, he has the last name Bowser. I don't know much about that guy, but hopefully, you know, he'll be just as good as Reggie, because, you know, Reggie helped launch, you know, like the 3DS, the Wii, Wii U, you know, Nintendo Switch and stuff, and now, you know, he's stepping down. But I'm definitely going to miss that guy. He was really cool. I hope that, you know, he'll occasionally, maybe he'll still pop up in a Nintendo video or direct or something every once in a while. But, you know, he had a great personality. He was really cool. I really wish I could have met him. You know, such a great dude, but I'm going to miss him. But, you know, hope him the best with him and his family and friends being able to retire and relax. But he did a lot of good for Nintendo. Just sad that he's leaving. But, you know, we'll see how this new Doug Bowser is. And the future for Nintendo, you know, it's looking pretty bright. You know, they got their amiibos, they got the Switch. You know, I'm assuming the 3DS is eventually going to come to an end. I don't know if they're going to make another handheld or just stick to like the Switch and stuff, and then we'll have to see, you know, what their next console might be. But I do like Nintendo. I've loved their consoles since NES. You know, I pretty much have all of them except for the Virtual Boy, which even though that was a failure, I still want to get it because there was a couple fun games on there to play. But, you know, overall, you know, I love Nintendo. You know, the original Xbox might be my favorite console of all time. However, Nintendo is what got me into video games, and I'll always be a big fan of Nintendo. And, you know, that's just something I love. And, you know, I can take you guys over here, you know, real quick and just show you know that I still am a big fan of Nintendo. You know, I got a lot of collectibles here. I got my Marios everywhere, figures, plushies. There's the pink Yoshi that my wife took for me, so I had to get a green one, you know, but I've always been a fan of Nintendo, and it's just such a fun company. You know, their games are always fun. You know, they don't have to have the best graphics in the world, you know, to have a good game. You know, they were just fun games, and they're fairly innovative, you know, with the GameCube being smaller, with the Nintendo Wii with the motion controls, then the Wii U with the gamepad and using the gamepad, and the screen, the DS using two screens, the Game Boy, how revolutionary that was, being able to take games on the go with great battery life, such fun, fantastic games. And then, of course, like the Nintendo Switch, where it's a console and it's a portable hybrid, you know, such awesome stuff. So Nintendo, they do a hell of a job with games, and I'm still a big fan of Nintendo, and I am looking forward to another great year with Nintendo games. So, of course, you know, I'd like to hear what were your guys' thoughts on Nintendo Direct this year. You know, how do you like Nintendo? You know, is it for you? Are you not a fan of Nintendo anymore? Did you used to be? Or are you just getting into Nintendo? You know, I'd love to hear from you guys. But for me, you know, I've been a fan of Nintendo since I was a kid, And that's what got me into video game, and I'll always be a fan of Nintendo. Love their consoles, love their games, and love the company as well. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. Take care, have a wonderful day, and Sleepy will see you next time.